Hello, I'm George Lucas, creator of Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and Blunky's Quest.
Hello, Mr. Lucas. I'm not happy with my Yoda.
You're not happy with your Yoda? Why is that?
I mean, just look at him.
We spent a lot of time making sure that your Yoda was both funny and green. We hit the Yoda trifecta: little, funny, and green.
Yeah, well, I'm just not happy with him.
You're not happy, huh?
I'm not. My Yoda freaking sucks.
McClunky.
Where'd he go?
Hi, I'm Sprugg Giggleolos, Mr. Lucas's assistant.
Hello.
You've upset him a great deal. We'd like to know your home address, please. This is for reference purposes and is a normal occurrence. Everything is okay. Everything is okay. Just your home address and what hours you're awake, please. Which windows are closest to your bedroom? Are there any doors that have weak hinge syndrome?
Yeah, I'm not giving you that information. I'm gonna turn this off now.
Everything is okay.
Look, I'm green just the way God made me. If you don't like me, I'll go. I'll get out, I'll leave. Never turn around, never come back.
Yeah, I think you should leave. Go on. Get out of here.
May the Force be with you.
Chat, the name Sprugg Giggleolos has been bouncing around my brain for the past 5 days. I just can't stop thinking about Sprugg Giggleolos. Like, just as a name. That is Nobi1. You might know Nobi. Vinny, no Rim Tuesday. Rim was never specifically Tuesday. So, there's just a lot going on. So we'll have to hold off on that for a bit. But welcome to the stream, everybody. I'm gonna link you to that video. I hope everyone's doing well. Thank you for joining the stream. Tonight should be a lot of fun. We're gonna do some water park. I'm not sure if I'm gonna end up doing too much water park. There's the link in chat to Sprugg Giggleolos. Yeah, we'll have some fun with the water park. And then after that, I'm gonna play some Silk Song. So be good. Vinny, I feel that same way about this video as the way you feel about anime. You haven't seen it? Someone wanted to know how I felt about the DS version of Chrono Trigger. It's good. I like it. Does Nobi give you a script? Yes. Those are scripted. We sometimes improv on the spot a little tiny bit. It depends on the video. Someone said, is Meat retired? No. Meat is not retired. Silk Song is a motherfucking long game. So I am aware. So I'm aware. But yeah. Vinny, I'm doing well. More importantly, how are you doing? I feel like nobody ever asks how you're doing. Well, I'm not a real person. I'm the streamer. I'm the voice on the internet. Hello. I'm fine. People ask. I'm okay. Thank you. You know, life is what it is, brother. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the things happen, sometimes they don't, and sometimes when I get to visit a sunset, that's when life is fine. I wanted to read something. So there's a new Star Trek show for babies that's being made. Was it Star Trek Babies? I'm gonna type that. Oh god, awful AI videos. Oh god. Oh my god. Don't type Star Trek Babies. Well, anyway, it's very funny if you can find it. Listen, it is actually geared towards toddlers, I guess. But here's a letter from the 70s from DC Fontana, who was one of the writers of Star Trek, the original one, and then Next Gen. She's a legend. She really was. And she wrote, "The show will not be a kiddie show, nor will it include any juvenile characters." That's the main takeaway. You can read the rest if you want, but basically, that was in reference to Star Trek the Animated Series. So, I'll say this about it, and I talked about it during one of my streams recently. I was at a Star Trek con over the weekend, and the venue and the attendance were not great. And, you know, it's just really easy to blame one person and say, Alex Kurtzman, Alex Kurtzman, Alex Kurtzman. And you could also blame Paramount. But truthfully, I will blame Paramount and Alex Kurtzman. Because I really think they've devalued Star Trek as a concept. And they're making stuff that's wacky or too crazy, like too real, bro. Or just like people crying and saying, fuck yeah, science. And I had to stop watching. I liked Picard Season 3, even if it was just blatant fan service, because it felt like the person who made the show watched Star Trek. And Strange New Worlds, I've seen some embarrassing episodes. I know Spock is like a fuck boy, which is just so weird. But I don't know if complaining about it is going to fix it, because I think it's just a little too late. I think it is scraping by and is very far outside of the public consciousness. I think now, because of Paramount, there are more Star Trek shows than there ever have been, like, combined. And I really struggle to think of maybe one or two good things. So, yes, okay, I admit, Star Trek is definitely a thing that was big at a different time. But, when I think about conventions, the Star Trek conventions were huge. They had their place, they had their thing, and now it's just kind of less and less. And I know it's just a thing that this is a 60-year-old franchise. But when it came back for TNG, it was 25, 30 years old, and there was still an appetite. It was bigger than ever in the 90s. So I think just really good writing, good characters, a respect for the audience, and, there's probably people who can make it happen, but I don't think Paramount is doing that. So I know I've complained about this before. It's whatever. But this is where we're at, and I just thought that the show was very, very funny, that now we have Star Trek baby show, Star Trek new show. Animated. Let me type animated. Let me see if I could find a moment of it. Star Trek Scouts. Okay. I'm not the target audience for this, but then again, pretty much every single show they've put out, I have not been the target audience. And again, I'm like, whatever. You know what I mean? It's fine. It's fine. It's just something to talk about. You know what I mean, bro? Watch this, though. Alright, so here it is.
Alright, Scouts. It's asteroid blasting time.
Your mission is to discover, grow, and boldly go.
Activate the asteroid deflector wheel.
On it like a comet, JR.
Oof, that didn't work.
Reacher mode! Reach! Whoa! Awesome!
It's a Targ from planet Kronos.
10 seconds to impact!
No time to waste then.
Holy cow!
Now, you know as well as I do that there's basically an attempt here to get a younger generation into Star Trek. I don't know if that comes from a real place in anyone's heart. That's just my feeling. And the animation looks, the characters, oh god. Yeah, so again, I know I'm not the audience for that, but I also feel like I haven't been the audience for almost any of their stuff lately, so it's just, I have to let it go, man. You know, I went to a convention, and it felt like the actors outnumbered the people there, almost. And it just, yeah. So, maybe I'm just, an old man yelling at Cloud once again, and he's going in Midgar. Maybe it's just my time is over as a Star Trek fan, and I just can enjoy the things that I like about it, and just not go to cons or anything like that, and that's okay. That's okay. But I really do feel like they're trying to incept babies so that they can become the next audience, because I feel like their audience is dying. And any of the garbage they've put out... I'm sure there's some good episodes. I'm not going to deny that. I haven't seen it. But, yeah, it just feels disingenuous as usual. And, no thank you. Also, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. That's fine. I'll just rewatch Deep Space Nine, and I'll be okay. And that's it. That's fine. And then maybe, there'll be Star Trek baby shows. However, consider this. There is the creator of the Gollum game is making a Star Trek Voyager game. So that's on the horizon. So that could be cool. Vinny, I don't think Star Trek fans have children. That's a funny joke, but you'd be surprised. One last thing I'll say about this, and I'll stop being old man yells at Cloud. I'm fine. I have plenty of things to entertain me. I'm like over-entertained. We all are. But I really... Star Trek felt like a nice blueprint for what we could be. That's what I love about TNG and TOS. And even Voyager and DS9. I really think it's a show that really gave me a lot of hope for humanity. And this is the wrong music for this discussion. And when I was younger, I got into the original series and the movies. I was like 8, 9 watching that stuff. And I wanted to raise my understanding level to catch up to that stuff because it seemed interesting and cool, as opposed to a rubber duck hitting an asteroid. I didn't want that. I wanted to understand what these people were talking about and follow the plots because it was like interesting. And then I became an actual, I got a little older, and then I watched everything. And I was like, this is my kind of stuff. So, a good thing like that, I think, just sticks around. And I think TNG will have lots of audience in the future. And I will say this, at that convention I was at, to rebut that chat member a little bit, there were younger people there. There were people that were like, in their 20s, teenagers, parents with their kids. So it's not that it's gone. I think it's still around. People are going to show it to their kids, their friends. I've shown episodes to my friends. I showed a couple TNG episodes to my friend Tyler. He watched the whole series. And he enjoyed it. And then he watched the movies of the original series. So it's something that some people just will want to check out, and it will always be around. The original series, any of the ones that I like, and probably even some of the ones that I don't like. But, good stuff, I think, transcends generations. Amen. Vinny, have you checked out Alien Earth yet? It's fucking shit! No, I like it a lot, actually. I haven't seen the new episode, but I like it. I'm excited to see the new one. I want to see. It feels like it's getting better. Like, there's... I have my problems with it. I've talked about it on stream a couple times, but I nothing is, like, perfect. But it doesn't matter. That's just my opinion. I really like it, and I'm enjoying the 70s of it. So, all right, chat. Thank you for listening to me rant a little bit. This was another edition of We Need to Talk.